Hi, everybody. We just had a great moment of technical difficulties, but Monique was kind enough to guide me towards the right way in life. We just became sister friends through that. Okay, so I want to introduce Monique Woodland, the owner of Club Rapunzel, which, by the way, one of my favorite Disney movie fairy tales. Club Rapunzel is a hair repair and hair growth program in a subscription box. And I, of course, want to start by telling you thank you for taking time to chat with me. I know we originally were going to do this via Instagram Live, and you were flexible enough to hop on and do the podcast version with me, which I feel would be probably, I enjoy doing the podcast. I like doing Instagram Live, but it's less work and I don't have to put on a whole face, and I feel like it's easier to just chat. Like, it's like we're on the phone, just hanging out. So I gave everybody the gist of who Monique is and who Club Rapunzel is. But if you can, quickly just give us a quick bio on how you came about creating Club Rapunzel.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, I'm really excited about this. This is my first podcast. So, of course, I jumped at the chance to talk to you and be here and you giving me the chance to get exposed to your audience. But yes, Club Rapunzel is a 4-step hair repair and hair growth program. It's in a subscription box, so it gives members a quarterly box of products to repair and grow and retain length and just help members to get on their healthy hair goals and get to their hair dreams.
Yes.
And then what I did was I experimented and failed many times. One major time trying to lighten my hair by myself with color, and lost a lot of hair, and it was almost like a big chop. But I was doing everything I could, DIY, YouTube, to try to figure out how to stop my hair from falling out, because everything that had color on it was falling out.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much it was going to be my whole head, like I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I basically came up with a whole bunch of different steps on how to make myself healthier, which made my hair healthier. And I put it into a program for some of my friends, and then eventually into this company.
And how long have you been, so when did you originally launch Club Rapunzel?
Club Rapunzel, we launched in April of 2017. Yes, so this is the third year.
Okay.
So my hair catastrophe happened like a couple years before that, 2015, and I was testing it out on people, having them my guinea pigs in 2016, and then finally launched in 2017.
And so you said you started with making the regime for your friends, and I think that's dope, because I think the one thing you learn while being in the beauty world is people always be like, oh, I'll be your guinea pig. And for people to trust you means that they've seen your results. They've seen, if you're willing to put a product in your own hair and someone sees it, they're like, what are you doing? I need that growth. And I think, the big chop is something that really was big. It came, I want to say, people have been natural for a really long time, but it kind of fell off for a little bit. I want to say 15, 20 years ago. And it reminds me, because I've enrolled in Empire Beauty School, so I'm learning about hair. And honestly, I've been doing hair my whole life, but I feel like a lot of people get the respect. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see it, but I'll let you know I'm doing air quotes. The respect when you have the licensing. And I remember being in class, and it was chemical texturization, and they were talking about relaxers. So I'm sitting here like, I've known about relaxers. We'd be in the kitchen getting your hair relaxed. You know what I mean? And a lot of people were in the class, and they're a lot younger. A lot of the people in class are, fresh out of high school. So they're like, oh my God, I can't believe she's putting a perm in a young girl's hair. And I'm like, I need you guys to understand first. This video is from the 80s, first and foremost. I was like, and that is what everybody wanted back in the 80s. Like, everybody just wanted that bone straight hair. You wanted to be able to do all this extra style, and nobody really appreciated the texture of natural hair. And now we're living in a world where it's natural or nothing. Like, I feel like that's what we're seeing. Do you feel like that is kind of just the route the world is going in when it comes to just hair? Everybody's just embracing their natural hair instead of wanting to change it.
Yeah, I love that. And especially seeing my friends do it, like do the big chop.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them go as far as it's a ceremony. Like,
Oh.
And I want to say all my friends are natural now. It didn't start that way.
Right.
I remember when the last one finally, we're just looking at her like, what are you
like, what are you waiting for?
we're trying not to seem like, higher than thou or anything.
Right.
But when she finally did, it was like, I was almost as excited as she was.
Yeah. And your hair grows back. I've kind of, because I was very attached to my hair. I remember one time I like had a breakdown in the bathroom once because my hair was just not looking to what I wanted it to look like. And I was sitting at work. I left my desk and I was sitting in the bathroom crying, like, because, my hair was longer on one side than the other. I don't even remember what the situation was. I just remembered I was crying because of it. And I feel like with people coming out with all these regimes, and everybody has their own regime, and I think it's great that you were able to create one and it works for other people. If you don't mind, like, what would you say would be like one of your top tricks in your hair care routine?
Well, I'm really big on just being consistent. So it's consistent with being healthy.
Yes.
And a lot of that is getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating right, exercising. All this stuff is in the program. Like, it's written in the weekly tasks, and it's in some of the support videos. So it really is basic. Like, and scalp massages with some of the products, but I do focus more on getting yourself in the state of being healthy because it's reflected on the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same goes for weight loss, right? Like, people are always thinking, oh, I'm just going to go to the gym. And it's like, no, it's more so what you're putting in your body to get the results you're looking to get.
You hear that about the 80-20 rule all the time, and it really relates to so much. It's about lifestyle. Like 80% of it is about lifestyle.
Right. What would you say is not pet peeve, but like the biggest thing about hair that you see now that makes you cringe? It's like, your laugh made me think like you're going, oh my gosh, there's so much. What can I pick?
I know, right? I'm on Instagram all the time scrolling, and I think right now, because it's summer, or just because, protective styles is the thing, I see the tightness.
Oh, the ponytails.
Around the edges.
Right.
Even box braids or cornrows or just anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tight things make me cringe. Little kids.
It makes you think back when you're like, oh my gosh, you're like braiding my brain. Like, can you read my thoughts? Like, what's happening over here? No, it's and you can actually pull your hair out like that. Like, I actually have traction alopecia because I used to glue. You've seen my progress pictures. I used to glue my wigs down, and it wasn't necessarily the glue that was the issue. It was the fact that I was not removing my wigs correctly. Like, in my mind, I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of water and just tug. And then now I have no edges. Like, I can make fun of it now. And my friends like laugh at it. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that, but I don't have no edges. Not yet, but they're coming. They're on their way. I would say we're going to ask some like hair questions, and then I want to go into the rapid fire because that's the fun part of this interview. Yeah. What is the craziest thing that you've done with your hair?
Okay, well, I do have a story about this on my website, and it was when I was 4.
Oh, you started early.
Yeah, I did. I have so many hair stories, and actually my YouTube channel is about talking with people about all the crazy things that we do. But my first memory was having a bang that would always fall in front of my face. So I would take my 2 fingers and kind of like roll it up and just try to keep it there. And then as soon as I take my hands out, just falls right all over my face.
Oh.
And so I would do this all day long in pre-K, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got sick of it. And then one day I just took some scissors.
Oh.
I guess I took the scissors off the teacher's desk and I just chopped it right off, like the scalp.
Oh, at the scalp at that. Oh my gosh.
The bang right off. So my bang was just like some spikes.
And I was gonna say it wasn't even it wasn't long enough to be baby hair. Oh my gosh, what were your parents' reactions?
Yeah, my mom was not happy about that one. It grew back. It did.
Oh, I was gonna say, how long did it take for it to grow? I mean, technically, it's just the front, so you can get more bangs and just kind of cover that. But oh wow,
my mom said here, so but yep.
Oh,
put some on, put like little bows on my head after that.
So I would say the most I did back in like preschool is I'm of Haitian descent, so we're known for the ribbons, going to school with ribbons all in your hair, and my hair wasn't as long as I wanted it to be, so I would literally just, and this is not as great of a story, but I would literally just untie my ribbon so that they would just hang, and then I would just swing my hair back and forth and pretend it was my hair, and I'd come home from school and my mom would be like, why? That's not how I sent you to school. Like, what happened to the pretty bows? And I'm like, it's my long hair.
Do that again, because that could be something.
It could. I would not be surprised if in about 5 years we're watching New York Fashion Week and they have ribbons just flowing as the models are walking down the runway. But yeah.
Ahead of your time.
Listen. All right. So let's have some fun with some rapid fire questions. Yay. All right. Clear your mind. And you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Okay? What is one thing you still have from your childhood?
One thing I still have from my childhood is my teddy bear named Barry.
Really? So how old were you when you got Barry?
I was 5.
Oh.
My sister was 9. It was for Christmas. And my sister was like, oh, can we share her? It was dressed with a bow tie, but we put like one of our old dresses on her.
Oh.
And we changed him from Mr. Bear to Barry.
To Barry. I like that. And I think it's great. Is it something that you plan on passing on to your children, or is Barry yours for good?
Barry's mine.
Okay. So where would you go for a perfect road trip?
Oh, I really want to go up the Florida coast, like up the Panhandle.
Oh.
And see, the Mexican Gulf and all that.
Oh, that sounds actually really nice. Well, I mean, once COVID is done, that would be amazing. But I never thought of that. I'm looking to explore different places in the U.S. once this is gone. First celebrity crush.
First celebrity crush was Usher.
In 1987 Usher, or You Make Me Wanna Usher?
You Make Me Wanna, but you know what? Actually, when I was 4 years old, I was staring at the Thriller centerfold of Michael Jackson. So I'm gonna have to change my statement. Michael Jackson.
It was Michael Jackson. That's not a bad one. The Thriller Michael Jackson, I can see it. He had the nice Jerry curl hair and the way the lighting hit him. I mean, I can't blame you for that one. What do you do to relax?
Yoga.
Oh.
Every day.
Every day, morning, evening. Are you a morning yoga or right before bed?
Switch it up. I don't want to have my day the same every day, so I usually do like twice a week in the evening, and then the other 3 times in the morning, and weekends whenever.
Okay. What's something you're tired of?
Right now, with all that's going on in the world,
Yes.
A little tired of politics, especially conspiracy theories.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of conspiracy theories, do you have any superstitions?
Okay, I don't know if this is a superstition, but I do believe that aliens are real.
Okay.
And I guess Well, I do believe that there's haunted places, but that I'm not in the frequency where I will ever see them.
Oh, it does. It does. And I have, see, I'm scared of everything. So I'm like, what's that sound? Is it person? What is it? Like, I'm the type of person I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to use the restroom. And then I'm just like, what if I'm walking to the bathroom and something like I put it in my brain. So I'm more so along the line, like I believe in it, but I feel like I would see something that's not there before it actually really is there. And people will be like, that doesn't exist. But, that's neither here nor there. What is your earliest memory?
Okay, my earliest memory was in the hallway in my crib when I was I guess 1. I used to throw the pillow outside of the crib because I knew someone would pick it up.
You were smart.
Because my parents and my sister would always be downstairs watching TV. They would leave me in the crib. And one time my crib was in the hallway, and I actually remember it. And my sister came up the stairs. I threw the pillow out. She went to the bathroom. I expected her to put it back in, and she didn't. She walked away, and I had to lay there without my pillow.
They were onto you at that point.
My next memory after that was not until I was 3 or 4.
Oh,
but
wow.
I do remember that my mom always is like, I can't believe you remember being out in the hallway.
Oh, wow. No, that's actually smart because it plays into, you being able to figure things out. It's just like, all right, if I throw this pillow, they'll come.
They know what they're doing because I knew what I was doing. I was doing it for attention.
They do. That's why they always tell you if they fall, don't look at them, don't react, because they're like, all right, if you cry or if you scream, that means I need to cry. So you didn't scream? Okay, so that means this didn't hurt. All right, I can't get you on this one. All right, got it. Let's see. What was your worst subject in school?
My worst subject was actually geometry. I was good at math, but just not with
not shapes. I mean, there's so many of them, and they keep changing. And I know, I understand. I'm with you on that one. What is the best fashion advice you've ever received?
Well, my best fashion advice, which I never really actually took, but wish I did, was to invest in high quality basics instead of fast fashion. I was definitely a victim of fast fashion.
Yes.
H&M and Forever 21, and so that was my retail therapy. But spent just as much money as if I would have taken the price.
Yes, you know what? I love that, and I think I might have to. I agree with that advice, and I did the same thing you did. Like I was just like, I don't want to spend, but I did it with shoes, and it was somebody who told me they're like, it's worth investing more money on a pair of shoes than buying cheap shoes because your feet will thank you. And then it's not until you go to see up here. I don't know if you guys have a Rainbows you're in Florida, correct? Mm-hmm. I was a Rainbows girl. Clearance rack, $10 shoes, $7 if it's on sale, but you can only wear them once or twice. And then the heel's either coming off or the insole is gone, or, you can only last about 3 minutes in them till your ankles start to curl. Like all of that for $7. Whereas if I was to go to Macy's and buy some good shoes, same height, heel, same design, but better quality, my ankle will probably be like, thank you. We appreciate you. Well, we won't fall in the middle of the club where everybody's watching. We'll do you right. So, no.
And that goes for so many things. The cheap way out doesn't pay out. You get what you pay for.
And it's something that you don't appreciate until you become an adult. When you're 22 years old and you're like, I'm going to go right here and buy this $7 dress and wear it because, that's what I can afford. And then you become 30 and you're like, $7, but you see through this. How long is this going to last? What's happening? So it's the way life changes. You're going to complete the sentence. I mostly listen to blank music.
High vibrational.
Oh, explain.
If I don't feel good, if it doesn't make me feel good, mm-hmm. I'm not listening to it.
Now this goes for, are you referring to frequency music or it has to be feel good music?
Feel good music. Yeah. Feel good music.
I like that. I never thought of it that way. Like when you said high vibration, I was like, oh, I play frequencies. Like when I go to sleep now, I've gotten into the habit of playing frequencies through the night to just help me sleep and help me.
Have those love, open your heart things on YouTube, which I play sometimes too. Yeah.
Yes. And I just started doing it, but they actually are they're awesome. I want to thank whoever came up with them or told me about it. I don't even remember who it was. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a singer.
And you come is there still hope of you doing that? Or do you sing at
I love creating. I love music. I'm a violinist, and I like writing. So I do want to get back into writing music, not necessarily performing it.
Yeah.
But I do love to do my own vocals
and see where it takes you. Oh, that's amazing. And it is a craft. It takes a while to learn how to, not everybody can just put words together. I mean, anybody can put words together, but not everybody can make sense of them and actually make it flow. So I think people overlook it as being a gift, but it truly is a gift to be able to create. I think a lot of people overlook the concept of creation. It's just like, oh yeah, no, it takes a lot to sit down and put your thoughts together and make it make sense. So I think that's amazing. If you had 1 hour to live, how would you spend it?
I would spend it with my family, hopefully in a tropical place on a boat.
Oh, on the boat.
Try to combine all the things that I love in 1
hour. So the opposite of that, what would be your first question after waking up from being frozen for 100 years?
What planet am I
on? Like, we're still on Earth, right? Is this still Earth? No? Where are we? Was another planet discovered? What's happening? Okay. What do you think is something that everybody should do at least once in their lives?
Everyone should consider living in New York for at least a year.
Oh. Why would you say, why New York?
It's a beast of a city. It really opens up your eyes. There's so much culture. There's so many things that you can learn about yourself and other people when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a place that I would want to be forever, but when I was there, it definitely opened my eyes as far as like a place to grow in the United States.
Okay. Last question. What do you wish you knew more about?
I wish I had the secrets of the universe.
Secrets of the universe.
I've been watching a lot about quantum physics and, the theories of alternate realities.
Yeah.
I've been talking a lot about it lately, especially with what's been going on in 2020, wondering if we perhaps have gotten one of the bad parallel universes.
Yeah.
So I would just be interested in what's going on, if there's other ones and what's happening in them.
Oh, you know what? We are going to have to get back together because I am going to bring along another guest because in one of my first Shou Talks on YouTube, I have a conversation and he speaks about parallel universe and he's very big on anime and I want to bring him back on my podcast. So we'll definitely have to have a panel conversation in regards to alternate universes. I think it's great. So we are at the 25-minute mark. I want to give you time to shout out your platforms, let people know how they can find you, and wrap up the show. So I'm going to give you the last few minutes. Let people know how they can find you and your website, your IG handles, and your YouTube channel. Anything you want to say to close out?
Thank you so much. This was really great. I enjoyed talking with you. I hope everyone enjoyed listening.
Yes.
My company is called Club Rapunzel. It's easily found at clubrapunzel.com, Club Rapunzel on Instagram, and Club Rapunzel on YouTube. So I would love to connect with anyone via social media, and especially if anyone has an interesting story to tell about their hair journey, hair past. Love to do a virtual interview. I've also started a personal YouTube channel, and on Instagram, my personal is mo_goal, as in hair goals. And yes, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh no, thank you for joining me and bearing with me through the technical difficulties of in the beginning. But like I said, I love that you are very open, and I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about hair, and I was like, no, but I love having these conversations because I want to dig deeper. A lot of people see vendors and they just categorize them as vendors, and I'm like, no, there's so much more to people. There's so much more resource and knowledge within one person than people can fathom. So I love that you took this time, and we got to touch a little bit on the alternate universe. But I'm serious, we are gonna come back, and I definitely want to pick your brain about it. And I want to thank everybody for listening. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Shou Talks. Remember, it's my life, my story. Can't nobody tell it better than I can. Peace.